26.2 miles of all-out fun. That's what they call it, right? That's right, in this video, I go back to the distance of a full marathon in an attempt to increase my progress towards the $10,000 mark made from fun runs in prize money. I ran the St. George Marathon in southern Utah. It's the most competitive marathon that you can find in the state. This one's exciting. There's prize money involved. There's lots of competition involved. It's a full marathon, but before we jump right into it, I have so much to go over in this video. To begin with, I'm a dad, again. We had a baby just 2 weeks ago. To kind of digress away from running for just 1 second, watching your child be born and holding a little baby in your arms, knowing that it's yours, is the most surreal human experience that I've had. Highly recommend the experience. And also, you won't get any sleep for the first couple weeks, I'll tell you that much. Also, I do want to clarify something before we move on as well. There seems to be a little bit of confusion about how this challenge is working. I explained it in the first video, but if you're new here and you didn't go back and watch the first one, allow me to re-explain. All right, sorry. Baby was getting fussy, so I'm gonna hold her for this part. The challenge is to make $10,000 in prize money in 1 calendar year. And to be clear, that year started on May 5th of this year, okay? So I have until May 4th of next year to attain the goal of $10,000. The challenge does not end at CIM at the end of this year. That is just past halfway in the challenge. My first race was the Bloomsday 12K, which was on May 5th. In 2025, the Bloomsday 12K is on May 4th. So technically, that is still within the 1 calendar year. So even if I get within just a few $1,000s, there is still a chance. The dream will be alive all the way up to the very last day of the challenge. Additionally, I am only counting the prize money, nothing else that comes out of it. There are some races that pay stipends, that provide hotel rooms, that provide free food. I haven't been going into those details. I'm just keeping it out of the challenge for now. There have been many comments asking if I'll do a breakdown, and the answer is yes, I am absolutely gonna do a breakdown. I am tracking all of the money that I spend, earn, and after the challenge is over, I fully intend to present all of that data to you, or at least most of that data to you. I'll give you the rundown of how much money did I actually make. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, we are here at the Old Provo High track. We call it Old Provo High because this used to be the old Provo High School, but has since been bought out by the university. Today on the agenda is actually really just a final tune-up workout just to make sure everything is feeling good. So the workout is 3 by 1 mile, just at marathon pace effort. So I'm gonna be shooting for about 5 flats, and hopefully everything feels good, and I should be ready to roll this weekend.
Are you racing those shoes?
Yep, Alpha Fly ones. My trusty Alpha ones. They have, I think probably 300 miles on them. They've never done me wrong so far, so they're gonna do me good for another marathon. All right, we're ready to get this rolling. And I'm gonna be shooting for probably just 5 flat.
For Michael at St. George.
Michael is on the spot. There's 2 ways I could go with this, you realize. Michael is gonna have a good one. I don't think he's gonna have his cramping issues. He's changed some things. I see him coming through quicker than he really said he's going to, and then hanging on. But he's planning on a conservative for him first half, but I bet he gets excited.
I've been living the pro life for the last week and a half, ever since my baby came. Get 4 weeks parental leave, so I find myself running in the daylight, feeling a little bit more awake. I think that's got to be it, right? It's the daylight conversion.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, probably Michael Addison's biggest fan.
How many Strava followers does he have?
A lot.
So you're not a big fan.
If only this were the end of a hard workout.
This is the
And I had to push.
Olympic troughs.
That was a 4:51. So I did not do a good job listening to my prescribed paces. But that's all right. This is just a race to test out anti-cramping, have some fun, run fast of course, but the main focus is CIM in December. So yeah, that's a wrap. Things are feeling good. We'll see you Saturday. Welcome to my kitchen. Also, I lied. Sorry, it's not Saturday, it's Friday. I forgot I have to show you my fueling practices and how I'm prepping for that. All right, I got all my stuff out. I'm just getting ready to prep my individual fueling bottles. Thankfully, at marathons like this, they offer personalized bottle services. So I get to submit these 6 bottles and they will have them prepped for me and I can put whatever I want in fueling bottles. So here's what I've got. Some Martin caffeinated caloric drink mixes. And then I've also got maybe some Gatorade. I'm probably gonna throw in like my last bottle. I've got some gels. I'm planning to use some of this Ketone IQ I've been trying out. See if that helps me as well. In general, if you run a marathon correctly, you would run out of your glycogen stores, the fuel that comes from carbohydrates, by around mile 20 or 21, and so you need to take in about 500 to 600 calories at minimum to make up for that differential. So I'm putting in about 900 calories here. So I've got at least a small buffer in case I don't get all the fluids down, or if I miss a bottle or something, I should still have plenty of calories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Try to get in as many calories as I can early in the race, and then I'll have one in my back pocket that I can take somewhere around there if I need. I should do it. Then we had a 4-hour drive down to St. George. I made the trip down with my 2 younger brothers, and we timed it so that we would get to the expo with just a couple hours before it closed. So you can imagine how stressful it would be to get a flat while driving on this trip, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. This flat happened on the way home. We're here. Welcome.
I'm not recording.
It is. It's red.
Aw, dang. You didn't fall.
The main purpose of the expo is just to pick up my packet, get my bib number, but also to drop off my elite bottles that I showed you earlier. I got to choose which box I wanted to drop each bottle off, so I could choose which station I'd get them. The eagle has landed in its nest. We are all set and ready to go. Bombs will be... What's going on? Check it out, baby. Number 4, about to be number 1. Let's get out of here. I think we're good. We don't really need to do anything else. We got what we came for. All right, I am here at my grandparents' house in Ivins, Utah, just about 20 minutes outside of St. George. And we are getting ready for the St. George Marathon, my first full marathon of the series. To be clear, this one is really just a tune-up, kind of a let's see how I'm doing in the marathon distance before we get to the competitive marathon later this year. I'm effectively trying to train through as much as you can. But let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the prize money. I don't know what the prize money is. Unfortunately, this race does not actually publish the amount of prize money publicly. I don't know. I know that they do offer prize money. I did run this marathon 2 years ago for reference, and I did take 3rd place that year. And I can tell you that that day I took home $500. So that's my one reference point. You know, it's gonna be a fun surprise for both of us. I'll find out tomorrow how much prize money was actually on the line. Riding on the line, even more than just $10,000 challenge. All that aside, remember that I am trying to become a top American marathoner. If any of you have followed my story in the past, you will know that I have consistently struggled with muscle cramping in marathons to a debilitating level. In fact, last time I ran the St. George Marathon, my calf started cramping and eventually seized up at mile 24. and I was on the ground for about 4 minutes before I could get up and finish. I don't want to go too much into all of the theories behind why you cramp, but suffice it to say, I have already tried almost everything everybody thinks of. So I can tell you with confidence, my cramping is not due to a lack of hydration, to a lack of calories, to a lack of any electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, chloride. I've already tried drinking pickle juice. I have tried wearing calf sleeves. I've tried drinking tonic water. I have tried lifting extra heavy weights. I've tried hill sprint training. I've tried it all. I've run 7 marathons. It has never solved the problem. So I think I figured it out this time. Since my last marathon, I have learned that muscle cramping, especially during extended exercise, is a very common side effect of the statin drug that I have been taking for my high cholesterol. So tomorrow we'll find out. It'll be the answer. By the time you're watching this, I will already know if that was the answer. All right, well, it's 4:16 a.m. and I actually got some good sleep. I slept about 5 to 6 hours. Let's do this. I think my legs feel good. There's a destination course, meaning that it starts 26.2 miles away from the finish line. So my day began with a really early morning bus ride to the start line. The bus ride rides directly on the course backwards, and it was very revealing to what kind of course this is. St. George is known for being a downhill marathon, as it does net drop about 2,600 feet, but that statistic is a bit misleading. This course is a lot more brutal on the body than you think. But in general, the course drops for the first 7 miles or so and then climbs until about mile 13, and then the rest of it is net downhill. The start line was a party as usual. I found some old friends, chilled around a campfire as we prepared mentally for the race. My goal was to go out relatively conservatively with the pack, but if it was going too slow, I wasn't afraid to pick it up, as I wanted to come through the half in about 69 minutes. Then soon enough, the pre-race drone show counted us down and started us off. After running the first 2 miles with the pack in 5:14 and 5:25 or so respectively, I decided to take it out faster. And only one person, Sean Newcomb, went with me. You can see the two of us come by here at mile 7 in Veo, right before the big climb coming out of the town. While I was running with him, I did notice he seemed to be laboring a little bit more than I was, so I wasn't sure when he was going to fall off, but it seemed like he would at some point. Sure enough, about halfway up the hill coming out of Veo, at around mile 9, there was a separation forming, and thus began a very long and lonely run. I did my best to settle into a comfortable pace that was still pretty quick and just focus on getting all of my fluids down as intended. Now unfortunately, my first bottle was missed, and so I was doing everything I could to take in all of the other fluids I had to hopefully carry me through to the end of the race. Alone I ran and I rolled over the hills and down the hills as best as I could, as smoothly as possible, and soon enough I found myself with 3 miles to go and about a 2-minute lead. That's also about when my legs started to really tighten up. Now this is already way farther than I had ever made it without cramping, so I was in a really good place. But I was still terrified of that dreaded cramp, so I slammed on the brakes and hoped that I had a big enough lead to hold off the chasing competitors. Now this is a good time to point out that the person in second was Riley Cook, and he had run out conservative and was really pressing the last 10K, clipping off several 5 flat miles and was seriously closing the gap on me. But before I could ever hear him coming up from behind, I turned the final corner to come down to the finish line.
Yeah, wonderful event. It was a lot of fun being able to run with friends. The event is so well organized, and I appreciate all the people that have come out here to cheer us on. It was a lot of fun today.
We were just working together, trading leads in the wind. It was so much fun. So much camaraderie out there. It was awesome. And
after the post-race interview, I had a sudden bout of nausea that I just couldn't control. And then with very little warning, I just lost everything. I genuinely felt pretty dang good after the marathon, so I'm not sure where this came from. But after a few minutes checkup at the medical tent, I was good to go.
Awesome. Made it down.
5 minutes away from the
Yeah.
What do you have to say for the fans?
Oh, all I can say is a win is a win. Got it done today. It was not easy, honestly. I was tightening up. Things were getting real tough that last 5K, but I got to mile 23 and I thought to myself, I've never made it this far without like total catastrophe. So it was amazing to be able to come down and know that I was gonna win. Fantastic race, really fun. Improvement on the cramping though, I'm not convinced it's totally solved. I think that was part of the problem. There's more to get fixed. Now, the question to be answered for the challenge is, I still don't know the answer. I have no idea how much money this is making, but I'm sure it's gonna be great progress. As far as the race goes, there was one guy that went with me for about 8 miles, and we went up the hill at Veyo, and he was cooked. And then I ran by myself the rest of the way to the finish. So yeah, it was good. It was good, really solid, lots of fun. Toasty out there, lots of fun though. You know what they say? It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Our 2024 male champion from the St. George Marathon is Michael Otteson out of Provo, Utah with a time of 2 hours and 18 minutes and 3 seconds. Good job, Michael.
It's moments like this that I'm chasing, and the reason I train so hard day in and day out. And I'm just so grateful to everyone that helps me live this dream. Newest addition to the wall, and there you have it. The St. George Marathon champion, baby. The champion. Whew. Look at this bad boy, huh? Huh? That's what I'm talking about. This is a trophy. I think this one might even outdo, gosh, this one is so heavy. My previous favorite from Bryce Canyon Half. I don't know. Look at this bad boy. This thing's like 15 pounds. Once again, I guess it's a Southern Utah thing. They kind of laser cut the words out of this rock. And it's, man, this thing is beautiful. Okay, I cannot wait to hang this thing up. It's like a wheel. Gonna stick it right there for now. But what an experience. That race was both so fun, it was so controlled and nice, but also got so hard right at the end. And I am just proud that I was able to foresee the potential challenges coming, handle the setbacks really well, and ultimately still come away with the win. Genuinely, my legs actually don't feel that bad. So I'm pretty optimistic that this week I'll be able to bounce right back into training in preparation for CIM. Before we close out, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. I've been looking forward to this ever since the last time where I didn't get anything. You know I love the thermometer. I think maybe you do as well. All right. Previously, from all the previous races, I got up to $2,800. With this win at the St. George Marathon, I made an additional $1,000. All right, that looks pretty good. There we go. Freshly updated, an additional $1,000. Man, that feels good. So yeah, $1,000 plus the previous $2,800 I made in the other races is whoa, that's bad math. $3,800, okay? Just shy of $4,000. That is some serious progress on this challenge. Just to clarify, they did give me a lot of stuff. I also won a free trip to Japan with one other person, as well as, you know, a full duffel bag of goodies. But I'm not counting any of that towards this challenge. I'm only counting cash prize for simplicity's sake. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was such a fun event. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a good marathon in the state of Utah. Next up is CIM. I'm not really planning on running any prize money races from now till then, unless there's a good turkey trot, so I guess maybe. And I will see you at the next one. I've got to get to my baby. All right, see ya.